Hello, beautiful moms and entrepreneurs. My name is Charisse Walker, and I'm your host of the Unbreakable Mompreneurs podcast. This is a place where we come together to learn, grow, and inspire. So sit back, relax, and let's get started. Hello, Unbreakable Mompreneurs. I'm your host, Charisse Walker, and today I have Penelope Magoulianiti here. Can't get the I. And she is an author, she's a coach, and she helps empower women to be able to be their best self. And so, Penelope, I just want to start by having you introduce yourself.
Thank you so much, first of all, for having me on your podcast. I am honored. I am a mom, as I was mentioning earlier on, of two teenagers. I come from corporate. I have a corporate background. Mm-hmm. I resigned back in 2013 because basically I found myself burning out and feeling drained emotionally. It was also a heavy period back then in corporate, in banking, where I used to work. But mostly I was so much involved in personal development then. And I was finding myself doing all these things to keep my mind positive and alert, and having these dreams. And the minute I was walking into the bank, there was this negative environment that it was draining all your energy. Mm. So when the bank I used to work collapsed, I took the hint that the universe was telling me it's time for a change. And I decided to leave, even though my position wasn't in danger to lose my job. I walked away from a very good salary, good benefits, because I decided I want to be a present mom, a present wife, and actually do something that brings me joy in my life instead of every morning thinking, oh my God, I have to go there again. Mm-hmm. So this is what I do. I work with women to help them create that balance in their lives. And when I say balance, it's not the 50-50 balance, it's the balance that makes them feel that they don't need to sacrifice, they don't need to take a step back from probably a career that they love or something that they love to do, and they can still have the great relationship, the great connection, and self-care.
That is a topic that I'm hearing more and more and more. And I think that it's so important because we don't always, as mothers and women, realize how much we continue to give. And then, the crazy thing, and you're in Cyprus, Greece, right? And
yes.
So I don't know what it's like there, but in the US, first of all, we were just there, less than a year ago, and I love everybody. They're just the nicest people. Like, really, it's a fantastic culture. And the food, I did not feel sick anytime I ate. My stomach was happy the whole time there. I come back home, it's not happy. And so there's so many positive things about Greece. Plus the setting is beautiful. But here in the United States, you have a lot of women who have stepped up and taken more of a masculine role. They support the family. They support while the husband stays home, or the husband, like I was married to somebody who refused to work. And, even now that we've been divorced several years, he still stays at home with mom and dad and still doesn't have a job. And so I feel like women take on such a huge role and such a huge burden sometimes, that because they want to prove to the world that we can do it instead of not. And so how is it? Is that common where you are? Is that
yes.
Okay.
It's a common trait. My clients are not just in Europe and Greece. I have clients in Australia, in New Zealand. I used to have clients in America. So we face the same challenges because we've been taught this way. Yeah. That's why. Mm-hmm. As a woman, we've been taught that our duty is to be a nurturer, to look after the family. And then as we progressed and we got more and more rights and equality came in, we just took extra roles. we didn't give back anything else. So you are a woman, you're a mother, you're a wife, you do whatever you have to do. Plus, you want to be successful? Okay, prove yourself.
Yeah.
We believe that we have to prove our worth. And that's why we are always struggling. And it's these myths and stereotypes and cultural biases that maybe even unconsciously we keep believing that we should please, we should prove our worth, we should take extra work, we should say yes to everything. Why? And all this makes us masculine. And that's another thing, is that we believe that in order to succeed, we need to take the masculine traits. And we suffer because it's not our nature. Our nature is feminine.
Yep. And I think with our kids suffer, you know, here, my kids are out on summer break right now. And so I have all these things I have to do because I'm a realtor, I'm a lender, I'm an author, I'm a coach, and I mean, you name it, it's a TV host, and I have this podcast. And so there's all these things that I need to do. And I've decided that I'm going to minimize things. And so one of my coaches, after 5 years, I'm not going to renew. And I'm having a hard time with that because I love this person, but I need to simplify. And so yesterday I'm sitting down and I go, okay, what do I have? Next break. I'm going to go spend an hour and a half with my kids. And I felt guilty because I'm not doing all this work, but yet my job is to be the mom because my husband's at work and he can take care of us, right? And so it was the funnest thing that I've done. Like, we played school, we did different things. And I think that sometimes you have to get back to the basics. You know, when you walked into that bank and you said, you know what, this just isn't for me. I really love when I hear stories about that. And I've heard several women where they go into the coaching industry or they go into other things because they just want more time with their family and they want self-care and the self-love. And so thank you, first of all, for following your dream and your passion.
Yeah, thank you.
In your viewpoint, what are the key components of achieving a successful balance between professional ambitions and personal happiness?
Self-care is the first step.
Okay.
And actually, self-care is what I mean with self-care is not our hair, massages, and stuff. For me, self-care is I care enough for myself to recognize that I need to look after me.
Right.
Without the guilt that I do it. Without the guilt that I am a mother and every last second available has to go somewhere.
Yeah.
And I think that's the selfish part. Because when we are drained, when we are tired, self-care. The most important thing, and I'm not talking about the hair, the makeup, the massages. That's all those things are add-ons, and it's great if you can add it during your, let's just say, schedule. But self-care for me is I love myself enough to nurture myself, to make sure that I am rested. So when a challenge appears, I can handle it. When my kids are having a misunderstanding and they are fighting, I won't scream. When my husband is distant, I can sit down and have honest conversations with him, not making assumptions. Because when we don't self-care, we become angry quite easily. I found that. I'm talking from experience. I didn't have patience. I was angry. I was miserable. And you cannot give when you don't have.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. And for me, there was a year where I retired my husband. So he was being treated horribly at his job. I mean, it was great, 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 great. And then it wasn't. And so
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? Quit your job. I'm making enough. Come to work with me. And he hated it. And he's not that type of person, because being an entrepreneur, it really does take discipline. You can't
Yeah.
just wake up when you feel like it. You can't take naps during the day. You can't go out and go fishing. And like just go and do whatever you want whenever you want. Like if you do, you have to do prospecting. You have to make sure that you have appointments set up, and otherwise you don't have money coming in. And so he's more of a, I want to punch a clock and then I want to come home and not have to worry about it anymore. And everyone's different. And so I'm glad that he recognized that about himself. And so when he got this job offer, I'm like, you're going back to work.
Yes.
Your job offer. And he loves it. You know, that's what he does. But for me, it really was something where I was becoming so stressed out, where I was leaving to go, because I'm a conference junkie. I love to go and learn and interact with people and network. And so I was leaving like every 2 weeks to go and do things for several months. And that was my time where I think I had to unwind, because it was so stressful here at home and trying to take care of everything. And so I think that it is important to recognize what you need. And you're right. As you can see, it's very early in the morning here, and I've been on calls and everything. So I didn't even have time to do my hair. And I thought, you know what? I'm confident enough of myself now that you get what you get. And if you don't like it, I'm sorry for you. But you have to be comfortable with yourself and be okay with realizing that you're doing things for yourself now, not for other people. You know?
And that's a great point, Clarice, because I often ask my clients, is it your idea?
Mm-hmm.
Is it what you want to do?
Yeah.
Or is it because someone else told you to do it? And we go back to having our hair done or having our makeup on, putting our makeup on. Is it because we want to? Or is it because this is what we believe we should do?
Yeah. Yep. It's so funny. I saw this Facebook post recently where it says, it had a picture of Marilyn Monroe and all of her curves, right? And it said Marilyn Monroe, she was not this, she was not that, she was not, and likening it to the culture today, where you have to be this really skinny, perfectly put together, your nails are all done, which mine's not, I lost it yesterday. And everything is just, it has to be perfect all the time. And they basically, like, when did we get to that place? Because people loved Marilyn without the flat stomach. They loved her with the curvy legs. They loved her with this, 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 this. And it's just, it's not a reality. It's just not.
Yeah.
And yet we put ourselves into this pedestal that we have to achieve this and attain this. And we all get burned out and stressed out because of it. You know,
Yeah.
I was actually at church the other day, and this guy says, let's talk about the perfect family. The perfect family is, and I want everyone to take a minute and think about that. What is your idea of the perfect family? Because we're all taught something, and it depends on the culture, it depends on your beliefs, it depends on whatever. And it's like, that doesn't exist. Walk into any household, shut the door. There is no perfect family, but
Yeah.
yet there's an ideal.
Yeah.
And so let's just come to reality about that, you know?
True. Yeah. Yeah.
I was on a podcast. My daughter was at the dentist the other day, and I'm the host. And so I did it in my car. Like, I stepped out, I brought my daughter with me so she could sit with my other daughter for a minute. Well, I stepped into the car and did the podcast. Totally not ideal, but you know what? I'm here. And I don't want people to think that I have to be this perfect person. If you need me to be, then I am not the host for you. And
So I agree with you. I agree. I had to do calls with my clients
Mhm.
on my gym clothes because I hit traffic. There was an accident. Life happens.
Yeah.
And if we try to portray the ideal image, then we are not authentic.
Right.
And when you don't lead a life from authenticity, then you are suffering.
Right.
Because you are pretending 24/7. And there is this stress. Oh my God, how shall I look? I need to be very careful how I will talk, how I will behave. And it's this constant worry.
Right.
And it's not real.
And it's so true. I feel happier, more happy with myself, 30 pounds heavier than I ever was as this skinny little twig. And yes, I'd love to get back there for many reasons, health especially. But the difference from when you're younger to when you're older and you've been through the gamut a little, it really is, you find more peace and you stop living for other people. But tell me, getting on, because I could talk to you about this forever, but what are some of the strategies or practices that you think are crucial for women to create an ideal balance, now that we're talking about that, and a balance that helps them live their authentic self, like we talked about, and fulfillment and joy instead of guilt? So what are some strategies that we can help? Because it sounds like you've come to that conclusion. I've come to that conclusion. So tell us what some strategies are that other people can come to that.
Yeah, there are plenty. But first, I will suggest to sit down and journal on what they want, how they want their life to be for them, their ideal life. So, and the reason I am suggesting this is when we have a direction, what we want to create, then we have a plan. That's the end goal. That's our end result. And then be honest with yourself and ask yourself, where am I not showing up as the woman that wants to have that lifestyle? And we all know where. It might be, I am scared to say no to a request at work, even though I know deep down that if I say yes, it will cause me extra 2-hour work a day. And I hear the other person asking me, and I don't even pause for a couple of seconds to think about it. The yes is immediate. It's before even the other person finishes. So why am I doing this? What's the real reason behind this?
Love that.
Another thing, why am I not asking for help from my partner, my husband? Why? So the minute we understand our real reasons for keeping ourselves always overloaded, overwhelmed, stressed, with anxiety, then we say, okay, now I know this is what I do. Why do I do this? It's my belief system. Is it a story that someone told me? Is it because I was watching my mother doing this? Who was my example? Whose example am I following right now? Then we understand. And then do I want to continue to do this? What will happen if I continue overworking without resting? Burnout, whatever. And then we come and say, okay, I don't want this. I know where, if I continue like this, I know where I'm heading. So what do I need to do to change? What boundaries do I need to create? Do I need to work on my mindset, on my thought process? Do I say yes because I am afraid if I say no, people might think you are not good enough, you don't know enough? And if they think like this, are they gonna also think, I don't like her, I don't fancy her? So maybe I need to start journaling first to understand, then work on my mindset, and then start creating boundaries. And that's the simplest way, in short.
That is perfect, because honestly, I mean, we could talk for hours, I'm sure, about lots of different things, but you have to start there. And I think that when I finally, for me, my turning point was when I found out a guy that I had been training was making $30,000 more than me, and they were flying him back and forth to live, and they were paying for his hotel every week because he was living in a different state. That was the turning point for me when I went, huh? Are you serious? Nope, not valued here. Like, I can't continue to work here. And sadly, karma got them, and they had to end up closing most of their schools. And so I think that for every one of us, it really is, it goes back to your core values. And what do you really want, and what do you really believe? And why are you not there?
Exactly.
Who are you trying to please and live for? Because it's obviously not yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the message that all of my listeners, I want them to start there, because you have to figure out who you are and what you want. This is your life, Charlie Brown. When we die, we only die with ourselves.
True.
Not with anybody else, unless it's tragic. And so I think that we just have to be okay with ourselves and loving ourselves. And that's tough. So how do people get a hold of you if they want to engage further in the conversation of healing and self-care and everything that you just said?
I would like to invite our listeners to book a call with me. And let's have this chat. Let them tell me what they're facing, and I will gladly show them where the problem is. And of course, it's a gift from me to them, a session with me. Also, if they want first to see if they are burned out, I have a free assessment tool, or where, if they are overwhelmed, if they're doing well, whatever. I have a free assessment tool. Are you balancing or burning out? And do you want me to give it here, or is www.penelopemagoulianiti.com/assessment. And I believe you're going to have my surname on the show notes, because it's not an easy surname. Sorry, it's a Greek name, and it's a long Greek name.
Beautiful, though. It's beautiful. And I will learn how to say it without pausing soon. Okay, so my last question is advice that you have for a new mom, because we really didn't touch on that. If, how old are your children now?
My son just turned 17 and my daughter is 13.
Okay, so you're in that teenagehood.
Yeah.
What advice would you give a new mom if you're sitting on a park bench and you're just enjoying the day, and a new mom that's pregnant comes and sits next to you? What advice would you give her?
Take it easy, in the sense that she will need time to adjust to this new role. It's not like, oh, I gave birth to this beautiful baby, I know everything, I've read all the books, I can handle everything, I can go back to my work, I can do the things that I want to do. First of all, give time to your body to readjust, to your hormones to readjust. And don't try to go back to your previous life, to the life pre-kid. That circle is over. This is a new circle. Embrace this circle and live every day and learn from it every single day. And enjoy the process. And you're going to make mistakes, and you're going to be very stressed, and you're going to cry, and you're going to be tired, and you're going to feel frustrated, and that's okay.
It's very okay.
It's very okay.
You're doing the best you can every single day.
Yes, exactly.
All you can give. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Penelope, it has been a true delight to talk with you. So thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you. Thank you.
And Unbreakable Moms, I really do hope that you took some information from here and realized that peace, joy, and happiness are what you want to strive for in life, or, that's what I want to, but I hope that you do as well. And that you find your true passion and that you realize that you can have what you want if you've worked to get it. So please reach out to Penelope. She'll help you. And again, have a fantastic day. Beautiful moms, remember, you are unbreakable. Keep illuminating the world with your strength, pursuing your dreams, and reveling in the splendor of motherhood. This is Charisse Walker, bidding you farewell for now. Stay tuned for more empowering conversations on the next episode of the Unbreakable Mompreneurs podcast. Until then, keep shining bright. Signing off with love, Charisse Walker.